Representations and symbols are a good way in which to determine how societies have changed over the years. Let us look at the term Goya, for example, or Goy. It was, no, at one time it represented 70 nations, each with their own language. The total number of children of Shem who went down into Egypt. Each candle of the menorah represented 10 nations, with 7 candles on the menorah. As time went by, though, the term became a racial slur representing the Gentile. There are some who believe that the Great Conspiracy is a hand where the Jews themselves are attempting to subvert the Gentiles in order to rule over them. There are many warnings to the Jews concerning God in the Torah, Talmud, and many other verses written on behalf of the Jewish people. One in particular is the warning to Israel concerning Egypt. We look at the great cathedrals of Europe, temples with images of demons, and the story of creation painted on the walls, ceilings, and windows, gargoyles which guard and protect their entryways. Symbols used for the uneducated in an attempt to bring them into the church, teaching them stories from the Bible. During the Dark Age, people suffered through disease, starvation, war, and strife. Many of the farmers and peasants during the time relied heavily on the church in their monasteries. During the Dark Ages, people experienced times of unanswered prayers and were hoping desperately for their Savior to return. They didn't have the luxuries and technologies of today. They couldn't read a newspaper, watch the news, or check the internet for current events. Freedom of information wasn't a part of the vocabulary either. The church considered a person's body as the property of the church during the Dark Ages. If you went against church teachings, you would be killed. Other religious beliefs were considered false teachings, and any people who didn't worship according to the Catholic Church, were called heretics. Gnostics died because they wouldn't convert, while hatred grew between Jews and Christians throughout Europe. During the Spanish Inquisition, Jews were forced to leave Spain to convert to Christianity. Muslims were exiled, and many Jews left with them because a lot of Jews and Muslims were also put to death. Since the Jewish Revolution against Rome, Jews were repeatedly expelled from one country after another. Today we take the word anti-Semitic for granted, but in early years it was actually a huge movement throughout Europe. The Catholic Church constantly accused the Jews of worshiping Lilith while sacrificing Gentile children on Sabbath. A few children were even considered Catholic saints, while court cases occurred in criminal courts. This isn't to say the accusations were true, only that it happened. If honestly looked at, though, you can easily connect the dots. These same tactics used against the Jews were the same used during the witch hunts and directly connected to the Catholic Church. New societies emerged that believed the Christian God to really be the evil, while some rejected him altogether. Some claimed the devil was God and the Hebrew God was the devil in disguise. Some people believe we should combine all religions into one. Others believe we are genetically manufactured, organic machines who are given emotions. The principle of vacuum theory believes that out of nothing something is created. We can free ourselves of dogma which is plaguing society. Out of nothing something emerges, but does this really lead to nowhere? If we believe in the endless and bottomless pit, what becomes of us? Do we still place value on human life? Why the need of a new belief system, some would ask. Look at all the prayers given asking for protection in return for our love. The good deeds done in the name of a creator who just doesn't seem to care. Days and nights on our knees asking for a better life, only to see the world going to hell. Where is this divine justice? Christians have killed in the name of God and lied to us all throughout history, telling us historical lies while contradicting their own beliefs. Ask yourself, does God protect Gentiles or only Jews? Those Old Testament commandments set down by Moses apply to the Jews and not the Gentiles. Furthermore, Gentiles aren't held accountable by those commandments. This isn't making the argument that Jews have set themselves apart from anyone else. The Jews suffered just as much as anyone else in the world. Historical facts also show that Jews who turned away from God actually caused harm too. Equality, freedom, and liberty began to replace religion with government. Sovereignty and law replaced God and the Bible, while everyone watched calling it progress. In the United States, we have become ignorant to historical facts. Citizens believe that this country was established on Christian beliefs, screaming these beliefs at the top of their lungs, not once asking, why is there Greek writing and symbols on buildings and statues in Washington, D.C.? Knowledge and understanding of truth is scorned, while ignorant lies about the historical facts are accepted. The United States was established on secular beliefs that are indivisible. Thomas Jefferson and his views concerning religion will explain even more. If you soon feel like Amos from the Old Testament, you're on the right road. Maybe St. Michael will defeat Lucifer once and for all. That isn't for me to say. Science hasn't delivered any true answers so far, only more questions. We can easily find where evil begins, though. All we have to do is look in the mirror. At no time in history has mankind achieved the standards that we have placed on ourselves. We are seducers and destroyers, not the divine, but man himself. We became something that our ancestors could never even comprehend. A world based on money, pretending to believe, lost and then found again. Scientific studies and religious belief both censored, while they argue among themselves. We no longer know nor care about what we eat or drink, we just consume. Politicians are bought and sold on Wall Street while we think they run our lives. Billionaires own the politicians, though. We no longer own ourselves. Architecture with geometry fill the skylines because skyscrapers and cathedrals mesmerize us with amazement.